Ah, yeah. Corner says live, and then the other one tells I'm going live. Well, I suppose it wouldn't be live if it didn't happen like this every week. At least I'm consistent in me wondering whether I'm live or not. Yes, I'm definitely live now. Hello, everybody. You're all very welcome to Wednesday's live call inside the Facebook group Map Your Future, ABA, the place where we go from A to B and then decide we're going to go for a bigger and brighter A. Later today, this call will be available on my YouTube channel, Map Your Future 25. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss any upcoming episode. You're all very welcome. Today, I'm going to talk about the relationship between belief and behavior through a concept called praxis. Praxis is a concept that comes from philosophy and education, and it refers to the process of putting theory or knowledge into practice. Essentially, it's the integration of action and reflection. In the context of personal development, using praxis to improve your life means taking the lessons, the insights, and strategies you gain from learning or reflection, and then using them to shape your daily actions. It's the bridge between what you know and what you do. Now, if you want to improve your life, you're going to need to be willing to grow, continuously seeking knowledge, whether through reading, personal experiences, or feedback, and then identify areas in your life you'd like to improve or understand better. Once you're aware of things you would like to improve, to have any real change take place, you're going to need to apply what you learn. In other words, you got to put your insights into action. Action is the key word here. This means not just talking about change, but actively experimenting with new behaviors, strategies, or habits that align with what you want to achieve. And after you've applied something new, reflect on how it went. Did it help you progress? If it didn't, what could you tweak a little bit? This reflective process is essential for growth. Ask what went well, what didn't go well, what needs to be changed. And you create a feedback loop by doing this. And this is where you keep going through a cycle of learning, acting, and reflecting. And over time, you refine your actions and responses, which can lead to sustained personal growth. And that's what we're looking for, sustainable growth. Practice is about consistent application, not just occasional effort now and then. And by regularly applying and reflecting on new knowledge gathered from experience, you improve your capacity to handle different aspects of life more effectively now and in the future. Using praxis in relation to belief and behavior means intentionally connecting with what you believe and how you act in the world. It's about ensuring that your actions reflect your values and beliefs, and when necessary, adjusting your beliefs based on the results of your behavior, because how we behave determines the results we achieve in life. So let me share how you can apply this. First, you need to start by identifying your beliefs. Start by clearly defining your core beliefs and your values. And this could be about absolutely anything at all here, how you view relationships, success, ethics, or even personal growth. For example, you might believe in the importance of kindness, honesty, or health. And look at how your behavior reflects these beliefs. If you believe in kindness, for instance, are your daily actions aligned with that value? Do you show compassion and understanding to others? Maybe you believe in growth and self improvement. Are you consistently engaging in activities that contribute to that growth? Then, once you identify any misalignment between your beliefs and your behaviors, take concrete steps to align the two to bring them together. This is where praxis comes in. It's not just about thinking or talking about your beliefs, but living them out through consistent, intentional action. So if you believe in the importance of health, but you haven't been prioritizing it in your life, start to take actionable steps, like starting a healthy routine or changing your eating habits, or something as simple as drinking more water. Regularly reflect on whether your actions align with your beliefs. Ask yourself questions like, are my behaviors truly reflecting my values? Have I noticed gaps between what I believe and what I do? What changes can I make to bridge those gaps? If you believe in kindness, but you find yourself being impatient or judgmental, it might be time to examine why that is happening and what steps you can take to adjust your behavior accordingly. Sometimes your behavior will give you feedback that challenges or expands beliefs. If, for example, you start practicing kindness consistently, you might find that it deepens your belief in the power of compassion or that it helps you in other areas of your life that you hadn't expected at all. Alternatively, though, you may also notice that certain behaviors lead to undesirable results, things that you don't want, prompting you to reassess or refine your beliefs. You see, you can always re-evaluate your beliefs. You can at any time in your life once you choose to, and your results can help you to do that. So let's say the belief is I value health and wellness. And let's say your behavior is you're not exercising at all or you're eating loads of junk food all the time. Then there's a disconnect with that belief or value. So you take action. And this should you wish to rectify the situation, of course. I mean, if you want to keep things as they are, happy days, don't bother doing any of this. But you should take small, sustainable steps towards healthier habits. Maybe you start with a daily walk or preparing more fresh meals rather than eating processed ones, or swapping out some unhealthy snacks with some healthy ones. So maybe having an apple or a banana instead of the crisps and the chocolate. Then you give it some time. You got to give some time to these things, after which you reflect. So let's say a few weeks pass and you check in. How do you feel physically and mentally? Is this behavior aligning with your belief about health? Are your results improving? Are you finding you've more energy? You feel better about yourself. From here, you get to decide what adjustments you need to make. For example, if the behavior hasn't delivered the desired effect, you tweak the approach and or you dive deeper into the belief that isn't fully being embodied. Using praxis in relation to belief and behavior means you're creating an active feedback loop between what you believe and what you're actually doing. You reflect, you adjust, and you grow through constant practice, making sure that your behavior genuinely represents your beliefs and values. And this can be about absolutely any area of your life. So let's talk about core beliefs. They are the fundamental ideas and assumptions you hold about yourself and others and the world around you. They shape how you respond to situations and how you interpret experiences. Discovering your core beliefs often requires self reflection. There's no often about it, it's going to require self reflection and some digging beneath the surface thoughts. So, let me share a step by step exercise that you can try if you want to identify core beliefs. And you'd be surprised. A lot of people don't want to look at this stuff at all because looking at beliefs can be a little bit scary. It most certainly can. But when you're brave enough to do it, you'll be amazed at what you can uncover. So you start with your emotional responses. Think about times when you've had a strong emotional reaction, whether positive or negative. These emotions, they give you clues about your underlying beliefs. So let's say if you felt extremely angry when somebody perhaps criticized your work, it might suggest a core belief like I'm not good enough or I must be perfect all the time, which of course is impossible. And identify patterns in your thoughts. Pay attention to recurring thoughts, especially when you feel upset, anxious, or triggered. These often reflect deeper beliefs. For example, if you often think people are always letting me down, this might point to a core belief about trust, like I can't rely on others or people are not trustworthy. Then, after you identify a strong emotional response or thought, ask yourself, why did I feel this way? Why do I feel this way? Or why do I think this? Keep asking why until you get to a belief you can't easily question away. This is likely the core belief. For example, if you think the thought, I'm not good enough, ask why. You might say, because I failed in the past. Then ask why again. Because I wasn't capable of doing whatever it is I was trying to do. And you continue to dig until you hit a foundational belief. If you want to go deep on this, reflect on key events in your life, especially those that shaped your view of yourself, your view of others, and your view of the world. What beliefs about yourself or life did those experiences create within you? Maybe you experienced a major failure in childhood and were told you weren't good enough. That event could lead to a core belief like I am not capable, or I always fail, or nothing ever works out for me. And so many walk around with these things that stem from childhood, never challenging them, never questioning them. And it's so important that we question this stuff. You didn't have to carry this stuff. I remember a teacher telling me that my spelling was terrible and my writing, I think the word was atrocious, was used, and I'd never be any good at English. I was 7 when he told me that. And for years, I believed that I couldn't spell and that my writing was terrible. And I eventually challenged that belief and I started writing. And I found that I'm actually quite good at writing. And my spelling is excellent. In fact, my English vocabulary is at the higher intermediate level, which would give me an honours degree should I go down that route. You see, there's so many of the things we believe are simply not true. And under evaluation, they can fall away. Now, notice your reactions. How do you respond to your perceived successes and failures? Pay attention to your internal dialogue when things go well or when they go not so well. How do you interpret success or failure? These reactions often reveal your beliefs. Maybe it's like when you succeed at something and you think, that was just luck. That was just luck. That may indicate a belief like, I'm not capable of success on my own, when in reality, you are very capable. People are always way more capable than they believe they are. Maybe when things go wrong, where you experience a failure in something and you think, I'm worthless, it might reveal a belief like, I must be perfect to be valuable, or everything has to be exact for it to be a success. That's created a huge amount of misery in my life for me. I would plan something, and if it didn't go perfect, I would give myself dog's abuse over it. It was good enough. It was good. And in some cases, it was very good. But I was being trapped by a negative bloody belief. You can use a simple core belief exercise. And let me share a simple 4 step one with you right now. So, step one, write down a situation where you had a strong emotional reaction, positive or negative. In fact, maybe it could be both. Step two, identify the automatic thought you had in that situation. Step three, ask yourself what belief underlines those thoughts. For example, if your thought is, I will never be good enough, your core belief might be something like, I'm not good enough. And the amount of people that carry that silly belief around with them would shock you. If you've had that belief or you have that belief, you're definitely not alone. Keep asking why until you identify a belief that feels like a foundational truth about yourself, others, or the world. Invest some time journaling. I'm always banging on about journaling. Journaling is so powerful. It gives you insights that you won't get any other way, maybe with except of going to therapy for years. But invest time in journaling, especially about areas in your life like relationships, career, your self image, and ask yourself, what do I believe about myself in this area? What do you believe about others? What do you believe about how the world works? This free writing process can help surface core beliefs that are often unconscious. You see, until you make a belief conscious, you can't do anything about it. Until you make a belief conscious, you can't evaluate it. Now, you most certainly can reevaluate beliefs and core beliefs. It does take time and it does take effort. Core beliefs are often so deeply ingrained and are shaped by your life experiences. Once you identify them, it's important to reassess them over time. This is not an instant put a band aid quick fix here. Are they serving you? Or do they need to be updated or replaced? For each core belief you identify, ask yourself, is this belief helping or hindering me? You might challenge and reframe any limiting beliefs into more empowering ones. If you're not familiar with the term, I would really encourage you to look up reframing. It will help you in so many areas. I don't have time to go into it now, but I would encourage you to look that up. You can create a more empowering version of that belief. Use language that is positive and proactive. For example, change "I'll never succeed" to "success is a journey and I'm capable of learning and improving along the way." One I always use myself is "I can figure this out." I can figure anything out. When I make a decision, that's what I'm going to do. Change "I am not good enough" to "I am good enough." I was always good enough. I will always be good enough. I have the ability to grow and achieve, which you do. You most certainly do. Everybody does. Just because we have the ability, though, doesn't mean we use it. Start small, taking steps towards proving your new belief is true. Actions often reinforce beliefs more than thoughts alone. So if you believe "I'm a capable communicator," take small opportunities to practice public speaking or share your thoughts with others. Or, like the health and well-being example earlier, go for a walk, go for a daily walk, or start preparing more fresh food. Or swap the crisps and the chocolate for apple and banana, or whatever you prefer yourself. Remind yourself of the new empowering belief regularly. Use affirmations, visualize success, and surround yourself with people who will reinforce these beliefs. It's so important that we find people to help us and support. Identify your core beliefs is a process of tuning into your inner thoughts, emotions, and reactions to the world. By reflecting on your experiences and engaging in self inquiry is going within. All your answers are within. Start looking there. So much of us are looking outside to the outside world for all the answers. We're never going to find them there. They're within. You can begin to uncover the foundational beliefs that drive your behavior and you can change them. And when you change your behavior, you change your results. It takes time, effort, and work, and some need support in it. And ask yourself, what's likely to happen if you don't do this? And then ask yourself, what could happen if you do? Your own answer will let you know the very next step you need to take. That's it for today, folks. There's a lot in that, and I would encourage you maybe to watch this a few times and pause it and answer the questions. Okay. But if you want to know more about uncovering beliefs, make sure that you do register for the Unlock Your Success event that's starting this Monday. I'm going to be devoting a full session to beliefs and how to uncover really deep rooted ones because they stop so many people from succeeding and they stop so many people from having the life that they deserve to have. And I've an exercise that I will take people through live in this workbook that you can only get once you register. And I'll take people live through that as well. And I'm going to pop a link below for that. Now, of course, if you do have any questions about today's content or any of the content in Map Your Future ABA or Map Your Future 25, you can email me at abeale, that's ABEALE, at anthonybeale.ie, that's ANTHONYBEALE.ie. And I will do my very best to help each and every one of you. But it's time for me to wrap this up. So I will see you all next week. Some of you I will see quite a lot because you've registered for the event. And I'll be back here next Wednesday. Have a great week, everybody, and God bless all of you. Bye for now. Bye bye.